Buddy on Facebook. So if you're catching the replay, I am hiding uh, in the bathroom because my husband and kid are out there watching TV, and I don't want to disturb them and all that. I'm not going to dwindle for too long before we kind of get into this video. But I did want to touch on something that has been trending like virally on Twitter. So I wrote a little bit about it, and I've kind of written on this other person before. So to start off, I do not want anyone to take this as like a bullying video or a shaming kind of video. I am going to point some things out, but my intention is not to bully or to shame. And that's kind of the focus and the point of the post that I wrote too. And it's the actual problem that I have with the very problematic blog that will occasionally go viral because of its controversial post. And then there's this thing within this that I think a lot of people maybe kind of miss within the controversy. It's crazy. So let's start at the beginning. I've written about this particular blog before, and the blog that I'm referring to is known as The Transformed Wife, and the blogger is Lori Alexander. Now, she is, from what I understand, a Christian blogger, and her audience is primarily Christian women that follow a very narrow path. And that's, if you're not into that kind of thing, you don't really know what that is, but these are women that follow a very specific kind of order when it comes to how they live. And that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you believe certain things, that's your thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But I did touch on this blog earlier this year, and a lot of people read this post when it went out. And when I read it, I didn't think it was real. I was like, that's gotta be fake. But she went viral, I want to say about June of 2018, with a post that was about how men prefer debt-free virgins without tattoos. And I saw that and I was like, that's not real. Somebody made that up. And then I actually read it and I was like, oh, wow. Like, this person actually thinks that men prefer women that don't have debt, don't have a college degree, because a college degree means debt, or virgins and don't have any tattoos. Well, long story short, for that portion, she went viral with that. And of course, it is not accurate. Many men have many different preferences, and one person can say, this is what you have to be to get a husband. First of all, you don't have to get a husband, okay? Women can do whatever the hell they want, however the hell they want, and they don't need a man to depend on. But I noticed when all that was kind of going down, even I touched on it, I read on my blog, she had to do a little bit of damage control and just put out there, I didn't mean, to make everyone think all men prefer this. I meant godly men prefer debt-free virgins. And, it was like, it wasn't enough to just kind of like bash a whole group of women that didn't believe exactly what you did. You kind of had to drag all the men into it too. And, nobody should question your relationship with your God. That's your thing. Nobody should judge it. That's just my belief, is that whatever you have going on between you and your God is your business. So, all that happened over the summer, and I honestly hope that, maybe the internet, like, collectively coming for this person would make her think about how she wrote future posts. If her goal was to try to teach people and lead them to her specific kind of beliefs, maybe go about it a different way. Well, apparently it didn't work, because this past week on Twitter, and I've had a very busy life. We just moved halfway across country, so I have been busy. And for clarification, I am a working stay-at-home mom. So on Twitter this past week, this particular blogger put out another, what I read was, it was a tweet, but then it was also a Facebook post, and it was supposed to be a flow chart. And I honestly don't think this person knows what a flow chart is, because it doesn't read like a flow chart, but it's supposed to be a flow chart on whether or not mothers should want a career. And instead of an informational flow chart, this was literally like a pros cons list, and it divided mothers on one side or the other. So on one side you had working moms, on the other side you had stay-at-home moms. But again, it was still a pros cons kind of list. Whereas career women, it was mostly a list of cons and things they didn't get to do. Whereas on the stay-at-home mom side, it was things that stay-at-home moms get to do that are just so much better. For one, how I find this problematic, which a lot of the internet did, is that you can't really sit there and say, oh, this kind of mom is good and this kind of mom is bad. And that's really just the last thing that mothers need. We need to all uplift each other together. We don't need to be, oh, I'm better than you because I have a job, or I'm better than you because I stay at home with my kids. Like, no, that's just not how it works. Two, second point to how problematic this is that it just doesn't work that way. Everyone has a different idea of what works for them. So, one person can say, I tried to have a job, I tried to, keep up with my career after I had kids and I didn't like it, so it just didn't work for me. Whereas another person can say, I'm killing it with my career. I'm able to do, I have my own law firm, or I'm a doctor, and I'm all these different things, and I still take care of my kids. There's no one way to do any of this. What I find most problematic about, because the thing is, you can have opinion. Everybody can have opinion. Opinion does not keep you from the repercussions of it, but you can have the opinion. And I would be a very hypocritical person if I were to say, oh, you can't have that opinion. I can sit here and say that your opinion isn't factual. Because sometimes opinions just are. Like, I can also have an opinion the sky is purple, but it doesn't actually make it factual. So I can't sit here and say the transformed wife has, opinions that shouldn't be said. But what is the most problematic about this is that she's not conveying her message in a way that is to be receptive, if that makes any sense. I can sit here all day and say my opinion is that working on my little, writing and blogging career while being a stay-at-home mom works best for me. Would it work for you? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and speculate what's going to work for you and what's not. All I'm going to do is tell you what works for me. You can take it from there, apply to your life, see if it works. Transformed wife, however, just doesn't seem to have a grasp of that concept. It's just a very cut and paste, point blank, this is good, this is bad. And to give you a couple examples of what her flow chart had on it, which are just hilarious and also like disgustedly untrue and totally biased. If you go on Twitter or you go on Facebook and you find this flowchart, scarymommy.com has it too. And if you click in the link in the description of this video on the post that I just wrote about this, there's links to these resources. Her idea, her belief is that career women just feed their kids microwave crap. They don't have time to cook a nutritious meal. So their kids basically just eat processed crap. Whereas the stay-at-home mom is able to have, fresh meals with, nutritious ingredients, and it's all made from scratch. And is this 1950? Because I don't think it is. And that's just not true. I can't tell you how many times I fed my family something out of the microwave because it was easy. And I can't tell you how many career women I know, they work 12 hours a day. They still go home and they make their biscuits from scratch, okay? Neither one of those, beliefs of hers is true. It's not factual. You can believe it all you want. I'm not saying that belief is necessarily wrong to have. I'm just saying don't ignore the fact that it's an opinion and not necessarily a fact. Another thing I found just hilarious in this flowchart was that, career women are gone all day. They don't get to see their kids all day. Whereas a stay-at-home mom can even relax at home while her kids are taking a nap. I'm shook. Where's my relaxation time? I'm at home. Do you think I get to relax? No. I literally haven't relaxed in years. Like, again, that can be your opinion, that can be your belief, doesn't have to be true. Not saying you can't have it, but you also just can't ignore facts. And stay-at-home moms are not just hanging out all day having, an easy life, and career women are not just missing out on their families altogether. That's just not factual. But the main problem that I have personally with the Transform Life blog is that I don't think she really knows how to convey her opinions and beliefs in a way that it can still be receptive. Now, some opinions are always going to be offensive. That's just how opinions are. Sometimes some people are always going to be offended. But there's a way to say, hey, this is what I think works best, without it being shaming in any kind of way, without literally putting someone else down like she did career mothers in order to boost up stay-at-home mothers. And this is a battle that's been going on for a long time. The fight between a stay-at-home mom and a career mom. People are always bashing one or the other. We need to be uplifting both kinds of mom. Thank you, water heater. That's annoying. Again, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm busy. I'm literally hiding in the bathroom just to be able to do this video, so I have some peace. That should tell you something. But I think the main problem that she has is that, because, if you're taught certain things a certain way, that's all you ever know. And if you were only taught, this is the one way to be, this is the one right way to do things, and you are never taught to consider another possibility, you have never been shown that it's okay to accept other people's ways of doing things, how are you supposed to know if you were to pass along that same information? If you have always been taught that, for instance, only a man and woman can get married, and you were never introduced the idea that it's okay for two men to get married or two women to get married or whatever, how would you even know how to even entertain that idea or make it an acceptable option? Even if you were explaining to someone else, hey, this is what I believe. If you never accepted alternatives yourself, how can you explain your viewpoint without it coming off as this is the one right way to do it? And I think that is Lori Alexander's, the Transformed Wife's problem, is that she has never been taught to consider alternatives. Therefore, she cannot teach others to consider her alternative. It can only be the right way to do it. And that is what makes those blog posts so problematic. It's not the idea that you're trying to teach and the message you're trying to pass along. It's the fact that because you don't know a more receptive way to do it without shaming somebody and without putting somebody down, your message is just lost. It's literally lost in the offensiveness of you trying to get your point across. So I'm hoping maybe with all this recent controversy, she'll kind of think of, is this backlash worth it? Maybe I need to try a different tactic. But who knows? But I did write about this a little bit on my blog. You can check out the link in the description of this video. Let me know your thoughts. Are you someone that totally agrees with everything that he's saying? Do you kind of see it the way that I see it, where, maybe this person has good intentions, they just don't know how to convey them the right way? Do you think she's completely off her rocker? Because there's been a couple times I'm reading it and I'm like, she's crazy as hell. Let me know your thoughts. Maria, the good side even shames stay-at-home moms who don't get to do all of the good things by being totally unrealistic. No one came out on top of this. Exactly. It was laughable, some of the positive attributes of being a stay-at-home mom, because they weren't true. Like, at least it wasn't my truth. Because one that I found that was like really laughable was that the career woman never has time to sleep with her husband. And the stay-at-home mom is just like kind of ready and raring to go. Because of course, she's relaxed at home all day with the kids. She didn't have to actually do anything. No. Look, I get just as tired as he gets just as tired. And he works a full day outside the home. Guess what? If we're both tired, we're both tired. It ain't got a damn thing to do with working a job or having kids or none of that stuff. Okay? Either you want to have sex or you don't want to have sex. I've also read that this particular blogger thinks that women should totally just submit to their husbands and give them sex whenever they want it. Again, we're not in the dark ages. My husband is not a caveman. If he were to whack me over the head with a big stick and try to drag me off in a cave, he better kill me because I'm going to kill him. I'll tell you that right now. No, that's just not how things work. Talk about a rape culture. That's just not how things work, but that's a little off track. A lot of things that this blogger claimed were the positive sides of being a stay-at-home mom just weren't really quite true, and not just for me, but for a lot of stay-at-home moms I know. Yeah, it just doesn't. But again, she's trying to convey a point, and that's fine. I'm not saying that she shouldn't. That's her message. That's her truth. That's fine. But how hard is it to add at the beginning of that sentence, this is just what I believe. This is my truth. This is what I think works for me, instead of there's a right way and there's a wrong way. Because I can tell you what, it's not that black and white. There's 50 shades of gray. 50 shades of gray and a whole freaking rainbow. So, yeah. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Because, I'm not going to make a career out of really doing what this blogger is either intentionally or unintentionally doing by bringing others down. I'm not going to make a career out of bringing her down. But, the first time I had this kind of stuff pop in my feed, I had to speak on it. And now this past week, it's popped up. And literally, it did take 4 days to respond to those Facebook posts and tweets. You know why? I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm busy. Yeah. I still haven't had sex with my husband. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. And I'm going to go. See y'all later.